What's good, people? Y'all good? Okay. Okay. You sure? Did you eat today? You put deodorant on? Like the older folks say, you got deodorant on? Because I got to remind some of y'all. Anyway, I'm sorry. Okay. You know I live in Tulsa, and there was, we have our first African-American mayor. His name is Monroe Nichols. He's a good guy. I've known him for a while. And he's a great guy. So he unveiled a $106 million reparation package for the 1921 Race Massacre survivors and their descendants. So he unveiled that, and that happened about, I think, yesterday or the day before that. This trust is aimed to secure $105 million in assets, including private contributions, private property transfer, potentially public funding. The trust is designed to support home ownership, home assistance, scholarships, and historic preservation within Greenwood District, the heart of the former thriving Black community. So this is amazing. So let's talk about this right quick. Why is it so important? It's so important because, as you know, if you don't know, do your history and your study. 1921 Race Massacre is where reports show 300 armed white people destroyed Greenwood, and where it was a thriving Black community. This was at the end, if you're a history buff like myself, this was at the end of Red Summer. So Greenwood was affected. What makes Greenwood, Tulsa, so interesting is that it was considered Black Wall Street at the time, the home of the most famous and well-financed African Americans at the time, you know. And I'm saying African Americans, let's just say indigenous and African Americans at the time, you know. But the white mob came and burned them down. Burned their home, their businesses. They did rebuild, but they did not get to the point to where they were pre-1921. So this fund is to help offset and cultivate. Rosewood had a similar fund. So I want you guys to understand that this is not just unique to what Tulsa is only going through. I want people to understand, this country has gone through a historic teardown from white America. Like, it's so unreal that white people in this country were so angry, and hear me when I say this, they were so angry that Black people were doing better than they were. They started tearing down. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject. So this fund is to include $24 million in affordable housing and ownership programs for descendants, $60 million going to the Greenwood Revitalization District, and $21 million for scholarships and small businesses grants, and continuing the identification of victims that was mass grave, because we do have mass graves here. Now, I have reached out to a couple of people in reference to certification and how you go about getting certification. So I will have a video for that soon, because I definitely want to find out how they're going to go about doing this. I myself am not originally from Tulsa, so I have no skin in the game. I just want people to be made whole. Does that make sense? So I have no skin in the game other than giving you this information. So hopefully we can find out how this works with the certification, and who's going to be classified of it, who's going to be looked at as far as descendants, what type of criteria and credentials that you have to go through. So I'm going to give that information to you. There's a lot of controversy spinning around this subject. Who's actual descendants, who's not actual descendants. And my quest for you guys is to find the truth, because that's what we do. All right. I hope this helps. Congratulations to Tulsa. Congratulations to this fund. And I hope it goes well. And I hope the descendants benefit from it. Okay? Peace.